Hey, what's up guys? It's 𝗪cie_𝗰𝗶𝗹, and today we're going to talk about how I do 45K in sales per month with online arbitrage and how you can do it too. So if you get any value from this video, I'm helping your business out. You can help my business out by liking the video and subscribing, and let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about the burning question that everyone wants to know. 45K in sales per month is great, but what is the profit on that? So a typical profit for online arbitrage could be anywhere between 15 and 30%, and it's usually closer to the 18 to 20% mark. So if we do the calculations here, 45K times 15% would be $6,750, and then if it's on the higher end, it would be 45,000 times 0.3. That would be $1,350 in profit. So basically those numbers are after all software costs, after all any miscellaneous costs like that, returns, cost of goods, etc. That is the profit per month. And it's a big variance because there's so many different types of ways that you can go about this and different ROI products that you're buying. So if making somewhere between $7,000 and $13,000 in profit a month interests you, stick around and we'll talk about how you can do that practically. At a very basic level, what you're doing is you have to source and list between $5,000 to $8,000 in buy cost every single week in order to maintain your store size. So on one hand, that sounds very basic, and on the other hand, there's a lot that goes to it, and you have to do a lot of that. One thing that helps to know is that Amazon is 70% mindset and 30% skills. That's not a concrete, hard and fast rule, but a lot of it really does come down to mindset. You can know the skills, but then not have the beliefs behind it in order to actually do the skills. There's three main parts to OA. There's sourcing, there's capital, and there's prep. And you have to be able to do all those things well in order to make your machine, so to say, run smoothly and make you profit every single month. And all three of those categories are strongly influenced by your mindset. Some of the best ways to make your mindset stronger is, in this order, actually having a relationship with people who are selling and are doing well with it in real life. If you can have a relationship with these people in real life and actually get to know them and be friends with them, you're going to trust them more, you're going to trust their advice more, and you're just going to be able to have those beliefs more easily in order to do well with Amazon. The second way is to interact with other sellers on social media, and there's a huge variance of what you can do with this. The very lowest level that's going to help you the least is just sitting and watching a YouTube video, and because that's passive and you're not as involved and active in the process. But you can do things like make your own content, or like interact with people in private messages or Zoom calls, in comment sections. Like, you can really get involved with other sellers, and you start to learn patterns and stories of what people are doing, and you start to build those beliefs yourself. The third and final way, probably the least effective, but still you can do it, is you can build these beliefs yourself by gradually building up your beliefs. So for example, let's say, we'll call him Jared, had a good experience learning from a YouTuber that Inventory Labs is a good investment, and he had a good experience with that. And so he heard the YouTuber say that 𝗪cie_𝗶𝗹 is also really good and helps him make more profit every month. And so he takes the YouTuber's word for it and starts using 𝗪cie_𝗶𝗹. And he's built that belief that softwares will actually help him and his business. So to sum, the best ways to increase your mindset and be stronger in that regard is to actually know people in real life and have a relationship with them, have a relationship with people virtually, or to learn from your own experiences. And next, we're going to talk about capital. It's going to be very hard to scale your Amazon store to a big amount unless you actually have money to pay for these items. Sure, you can go and get items for free and sell them on Amazon, but that's more of a thrifting model. This is online arbitrage, and what we're doing is we're buying things for a cheaper price and we're selling them for a higher price. So instead of going out there to a thrift store or going out there and kind of like hoping we find anything valuable, we're being very specific, and we're searching for a specific item or a specific brand, and we're finding deals on those, and we're finding things underpriced, and we're selling them on Amazon. So it's going to require some money to make money. It's all going to depend on your ROI and how fast you're moving items in order to actually know how much money you're going to need. And likely, it's going to be a matter of you reinvesting profits in order to build up to this number. Unless you already know Amazon, and potentially you'll use credit or small business loans to get to this number. You're going to want to know what an ROI is. So an ROI, let's say a 40% ROI. For example, this would be buying something for $100 and then turning it into $140. That would be a $40 profit and a 40% ROI. ROIs are going to be very different depending on your business model, and it's very hard to pinpoint exactly what that's going to be for every single person. But most OA sellers have an average ROI of between 25 and 60%. And so based on these numbers, you're going to need more or less money. Therefore, the best way to increase your sales is going to be to spend more on inventory. And obviously you need to spend on inventory that's actually making you profit, but you do want to keep track of your ROI along with your spend in order to hit the goals that you're wanting to hit. We don't have time to get into all of the math, but I'll explain some of the reasoning. So basically, in order to do 45K in sales per month on a consistent basis, you're going to need somewhere between $45,000 and $60,000. You're going to have inventory active at Amazon at any given point, and then you're also going to have inventory on the way to you or to your prep center in order for the process to continue, and then you're also going to have inventory on the way to Amazon. So it's not just as simple as having a one number with your ROI invested. You also have to have inventory on the way to Amazon in order to maintain sales. And understandably, that's a pretty big, intimidating number, especially if you're not doing anywhere close to that amount of sales. And so how you get here, like I was saying before, is you're going to have to reinvest your profits for a while. And you could also, if you know how Amazon works and you're comfortable with risk, you could try using credit, or you could try using some kind of small business loan. It really depends on your risk tolerance and what you would like to do and your knowledge. And as you see from the last section where we were talking about capital, you can see that the point is to buy and list a lot of inventory. And so you're going to have to do that on a very regular basis. To break this down, it's probably going to end up being somewhere between $5,000 and $8,000 of inventory buy costs that you're going to have to buy, source, and list every single week. And so do you remember how before I was saying that Amazon is 70% mindset and 30% skills? And so once you gain those skills, you're going to realize that there's more items to buy than money. And so once you actually learn how to source and learn how to do it well, there's going to be lots and lots and lots of opportunities. But until you know how to do that, it's going to seem like there's nothing out there and you're spending all your time figuring this out. And so in order to get to this number, I would suggest really dedicating yourself for several weeks to a month or several months potentially, depending on how it goes for you, to learning how to source and learning how to source well. So just like there are millions of different items on Amazon in 24 very unique different categories, there's also many different ways that you can learn how to source. And I can't talk about all of those in this video, but you can use these as a stepping stone for doing more research into how to do your own sourcing. So some of the different main ways that people source for online arbitrage is through using tactical arbitrage. Another one is by manually searching through other seller storefronts and then Googling those items and trying to find their source. Another way to do this is by buying things on eBay and then reselling them back on Amazon. I would be careful with this though and not sell as new, but sell as used instead. Another way to do this is by utilizing sales on sites such as Walgreens or Vitacost or iHerb. There's a lot of different site sales that you can utilize. And there's also lots of different variations. Sometimes people mix these and they just find something that works for them after experimenting for a while. Once you've figured out how you can source and you're having a lot more success figuring out how to source, you can even take it to the next level, and I would suggest this, and I've done this, is by hiring a VA to help you source. If there's some kind of process that you can just make a really clear situation on how to find these items and how to do your process, I would suggest doing that. What I would do is I would literally write it out super clear, leave no room for error, and like literally make it so simple that like your parents or your sister or your friend or someone who doesn't even do Amazon could follow that routine and actually find items for you. That's how simple you want to make it. Then the last section to talk about is prep. Once you've sourced all these items and they're either at your house or they're at a prep center, you're going to need to be able to list these items, because if you don't list, you don't get paid and you don't sell anything. The best way that you can start is, if you're doing something like listing through Seller Central, to use a software like Inventory Labs to help you list faster. That's going to save you a lot of time. I honestly wouldn't wish listing on Seller Central for anyone. Like I'm not that cruel of a person. Just please use Inventory Labs at the very least. It's worth the $45 a month. I don't even have an affiliate for this. And then the next level of it, on a basic level, would be to use a prep center or to hire employees and have them list for you. The goal of this is to try to get listing off of your plate if at all possible, unless you like listing. But honestly, sometimes people say that they like listing or it doesn't take that much time, when it really does. And if you use that extra 5 hours a week, that extra 10 hours a week, you would have another 5 to 10 hours a week of sourcing expertise that you would be learning every single week. So really, if you can get this off your plate, you're going to go to the next level most likely. So in conclusion, some of the main points here is that in order to do 45K in sales, you're going to have a lot of inventory in stock, active, and on the way to Amazon FBA to cover what's selling from this week in the future. You're going to want to spend $5,000 to $8,000 per week, and if you do that, you'll be able to replace the inventory that's currently selling and always have inventory in stock in order to keep doing the sales that you're doing. You're going to want to learn how to do sourcing very, very well, and if you can outsource prep, you'll have more time to learn how to source, and therefore you're going to get even better, and you're going to have a very concrete process, and you're going to be able to hire a VA or someone to help you list, or someone to help you source, and therefore take sourcing even to the next level. It's not going to be an overnight process. There's a lot of things to learn, but at the same time, it's also very basic. You need to just spend a lot on inventory and list a lot of inventory. So if you found this video entertaining or helpful or inspiring, then please feel free to help me out by liking the video and subscribing. I'm looking forward to making a lot more videos like this, and I'm hoping to go more in detail on sourcing and prep and capital, and hopefully answering any of your guys' questions in these videos. So if you do have questions, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I get back to all those, and hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.